Oh, good.
What are you pouring, Troy?
Coconut water.
Yeah, you still caking that water.
Coles brand coconut water is so good.
We must say we're not sponsored.
Sponsored by Coles.
Now you've just ruined the illusion.
Jackson, that's not the illusion. This is the illusion. I wonder what that's doing to
Terrible.
my audio.
It sounds absolutely terrible on my side.
It would. Oh, you should see the sound it makes in the... I'm going to have to do something about that. Jackson, watch as I make this sheet of metal disappear.
Do you want to explain to people quickly? Oh wow, it just disappeared. So the rest of your body.
It turns out I was armless all along.
Oh, never mind him. He's armless.
Never mind him, he's armless.
Funny joke.
I'm actually going to take off my jumper.
Oh, jeez. For those who are watching the video, that was exclusive.
I should have changed shirts. This is a terrible shirt.
Nice shirt. Who'd you get it? Who gave it to you? Your grandma-in-law?
No, she gave it to you. She gave it to you, and then immediately afterwards, for Christmas.
Yes, that's
she gave
right.
it to you for Christmas, and immediately afterwards, you're like, oh, thanks. Here, Troy, you want this?
In the spirit,
right in front of her.
In the spirit of giving.
The spirit of giving on Christmas, you went, Troy, you can have this.
Oh,
I literally just got this present less than 10 seconds ago, and while the person who gave it to me is still standing in front of us, I'll give it to you.
That's right.
My mustache looks so dirty with the beard mostly shaved.
Yeah. So, you ready to go? You ready to start?
Welcome, everybody.
Ooh.
There we go. See, I was meant to start with this. Welcome, everybody.
That's gonna sound absolutely horrific.
How bad does it sound on your end?
That's as close as pronunciation I can give of what it sounds like.
I got my coconut water. I got my low sugar spring water. I'm all good to go. Now all I need is some seawater.
Yeah, some vitamin C water.
I wanted to bring something up for this podcast, but I completely forgot what it was. And it's driving me insane.
The intro needed a bit more. You didn't really do the intro properly, but anyway.
What's wrong with... I said welcome, everybody. What more do you need? Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
So now
we got to come up with a better intro.
All right, then we'll brainstorm one next time.
All right. Yes, to the Average Blokes Podcast.
Yes.
You're the one who decided. When does something become a second season?
Since the new year ticked over, because we started like late 22, and then the new year happened, and then we didn't record one for 2 or 3 weeks, and then we did the Happy New Year episode like in the 3rd week of January. And then I was like, but it's a new year, new season. You know, that's just what totally people should. You know, that's what they do.
But the thing is, is that how seasons work in regards to that sort of thing?
I've seen some shows do it that way. Yeah,
do it so each year's a season.
Yeah, it just makes it sound like our show's been going longer than it really has.
Welcome to season 2.
Welcome to season 10.
I shouldn't say welcome to season 2. Welcome to halfway through season 2. Welcome to 5 months into season 2.
Yeah,
welcome to the what is it? Third waypoint.
I think this is the 13th episode of season 2. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. If you were to calculate it properly, we're not even a third of the way there, because we should release 72 episodes. 72? How many weeks in a year?
52.
52. Why did I think 72? Well, anyway, that's
nothing to do with those.
That's
one extra day.
Yeah,
that's a week.
Yeah, I was about to say that's an extra day, but sure.
Yes.
It turns out a leap year adds an extra 20 weeks.
Imagine if it
That's
did,
why
though.
they call it a leap year.
Oh, we could be so much younger if there was such a thing. If those leap years, if that's how they worked.
I mean, yeah, technically the years would be. We're talking 20 weeks. That's like that's a third of a year, right? So,
yep.
So it wouldn't actually be 20. Oh my goodness! Sorry, I'm just trying to think of what the year would be if you had an extra 20 weeks from the start of AD.
Yes, and would both be younger.
Like what year would it actually be?
I don't know.
Right now?
That's too much. That hurts my brain. So you do what? 20 times 2023.
Yep.
And then
do you do 2000? Ooh.
Yeah.
You do 2,000 times 52, and then what you do is you deduct.
Yes.
You deduct that number from that number.
Yes, correct. And then whatever that end result number is how many years what year it would be in.
I just
that hurts my brain.
You ready for something? You ready for something trippy? All right.
What's that?
Oh man, I can't believe that.
Come on, spit it out.
That Jesus died like just only 20,000 weeks ago.
Well,
sorry, not 20,000.
Like 25,000.
Yeah, 20. I can't believe he only died 25,000 weeks ago.
It feels like it was yesterday. Yeah, no, old mate.
Now I'm starting to think of doing it in days. Man, it was only 14. Like it was only like a million days ago.
I mean,
or something. I don't actually know. I think it's less than a million days, but
yeah, because if you were to figure that out, you'd have to calculate 365 times by the amount of years that weren't leap years, and then add on the leap years just to really mess with your head. Although I don't know how early leap years were introduced. I honestly don't know.
I just realised that it was leap years we were going off. If leap years were 20 weeks, so basically...
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah,
so that ruins all of the math. That ruins everything. I deducted. I essentially just went, we're going to make each year 20 weeks shorter. This
is why people start because we are just stupid and we...
But keep it the same amount of days. Oh, my goodness. This is good small talk.
Yeah, I know. I was about to say...
Don't say we didn't talk about something.
Yeah, that wasn't work.
I was thinking earlier. One of the things I was thinking about, right? We'll get onto other things, but I was thinking about how it's weird that people who do like YouTube as a job, right, or even just as a hobby, like it's especially gaming YouTubers. It's funny because when you think about it, they're talking to themselves basically.
Yes.
Like streamers at least have an active audience that they can respond to, right? Mm-hmm. So they know there's people watching. They're talking to the people who are commenting. They're talking to the comments and that. But if you're making a YouTube video, excuse me, you're essentially just talking to yourself while you're playing a video game.
And that's how you get good at talking.
Yeah, but I'd sit there and I think, geez, if I was to do, look, because obviously I've made some videos, I don't know how people can stay interesting and keep talking about stuff that's interesting. Like, I know the game, the focus is supposed to be the game and that. Mm-hmm. But these people, they must have to imagine, they must have to like talk to themselves in the sense that they'd say something and in their brain, a part of their brain would be talking back, like almost having split personality.
Yeah. Well,
they'd have to reach a point like that where essentially they'd be talking out loud, but then in their head they'd be responding to themselves.
So that's when like people have multiple personas, like yourself versus yourself online. Like when you're in real life, you are your own person, but when you go online, you could portray as a completely different character. And say for example, you talk to an online friend, and they come across such and such, and then you meet them in real life, and you're like, wow, you're almost completely different. That's kind of like that thing too. So I don't know. I think it's just the natural thing that happens when you do get into content creation. That from when you start, you don't know what you're doing, and you don't really know how to come across. So you just do what you think is what you want to do, and then after time, you eventually become that target that you wanted, or that goal that you wanted to be. Like, I want to be buoyant. I want to be extra. Well, I mean, you don't.
But Jackson, you're not.
I'm not extra, which is the idea, Troy.
Got to be more buoyant.
Got to be more unique.
We got to put you in a pool and try drowning you.
Stay down.
Hopefully, you get some buoyancy.
You got to bob up and down.
Oh my goodness!
You got to go in the deep end.
I'm going to hold you down until you stop moving, and then start floating. Then you'll be more buoyant.
Yes, I don't know. Like, I mean, if we're going to go down this little path real quick, like my advice is to anyone is just do it. Like, don't worry about what may feel right or wrong. Just give it a go, and if you keep consistency up,
talking to me, aren't you?
Well, Troy, you should make another. You should just hurry up and make another video so I can.
Part of my issue is a bit of like laziness as well.
Same.
Like, that's the main thing. I do sit down and I go to play something and record something, and I'm like, oh, it's it's terrible, I don't like it, I'm not going to edit it and make it into something, or yeah, that was good, I'll edit it, I'll do something and never get around to that. Like, part of it is the sitting down and sort of figuring out what I'm going to do or make.
Yeah.
But the other part is, like, more recently, over the past 6 months or so, it's been more about like finding not the time, but finding the motivation behind
energy
the time.
is a big thing.
The energy, it's actually it's not even motivation, it's energy.
No, that's 100%. That's because like when I first started doing YouTube,
I don't know how you do it with Savannah and everything.
Well, the thing is,
having to look after her.
Yeah, when I first started doing content creation, I was pretty enigmatic.
Do you know? You have to tell me what you're trying to describe before.
I was
a word that means.
Yeah. No, I'm just going to say what I'm going to describe.
Say it with me now. Enigmatic is a word that means
boundless energy and enthusiastic and motivated and inspired.
Okay, so is that what you meant?
Yeah, I guess. Because like when I didn't have a job and living with my mum, and my setup was in the garage, and so I was like, stuff it. After done my putting in 5 resumes to get my doll money, I just was like, you know what? If I don't get a job, I'm just going to do YouTube. Even though my starting was terrible, I never really consistently did YouTube. I tried doing collabs with people, just try to get more viewership. Didn't really work out so much, but it was still fun at the same time, because I thought like I like creating content, and it got to a point where if I'm starting making myself laugh, I'm like, yeah, I'm happy with this. Other people won't like it as much, but like I don't care.
Fair enough. You never told me that you went on the dole at one point.
Oh, this was back in 2013. It would have been 2014, 2015 actually. 2014, 2015.
What happened? You just finished school and didn't know what to do for a while.
No. So I got my apprenticeship, got that all signed off, but then they got rid of me as soon as I was finished. Because then they hired some new apprentices.
Oh, this is when you finished your apprenticeship.
I did finish my apprenticeship. Thank you.
Yeah, I know you did, yes. Sort of.
But the problem is, because I moved back to SA after that, and there was not much work going around.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. For what? For electricians at the time?
Yeah, so I actually got work as a labour hire and also working in a tomato farm.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yep.
I remember the tomato farm.
Yep.
That sounded pretty good. I wouldn't have minded that job. That job looked perfect.
It's okay.
And you're like, they wanted me to get 2 rows done a day, and I'm sitting there going, we can barely get through 1 row a day.
That was so big, ridiculous, but it was a fun job. I mean, it wasn't fun. It was okay.
So here's the thing that confuses me about the whole 2 rows a day thing. Like, were other people getting 2 rows a day done?
Yeah.
And
then just almost 3.
Wow, you was lazy. Wow, you're lazy.
Yeah, well,
you're lazy.
It was
Jackson.
silly, but it was fun. Because
I wanted to pick the tomatoes without hurting the plant. All right.
Yeah, that was funny because you weren't allowed to be on your phone for obvious reasons, because you can contaminate the fruit or whatever.
Could you have your headphones or something on?
Yes, but they were like,
okay, good.
They were like heavily like, oh, you're not allowed to be on your phone. Nah, not allowed to. Nah.
When they say on your phone, you're allowed to like pull it out, change songs, put it back in your pocket.
Yeah, basically like that. No browsing on it. So basically, on break, you do your tune in your radio station you want to listen to, and there's hope for the heck that your battery doesn't go flat until break time.
Okay.
Yeah, that was an experience though.
Yeah, my headphones only last 4 hours.
So yeah, obviously during that time, I was like doing YouTube content at the same time.
You know how I know I've been working too long on one job?
What's that?
My headphones die.
Oh yeah.
Which is what happened today. My headphones died.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, because I basically spent 6 hours essentially at one job.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was 3 houses, but they were all like, you had one house wall to wall with the other house, and then the third house was not next to them, but next to that one in the row.
Okay.
Oh, so I can tell you what my highlight of the week is, right?
Go on, yes.
It was originally going to be organising all that car stuff and getting it all but that's not a fun thing.
It's not a fun.
My highlight of the week was leveling my first 3-story house.
Wow, 3-story.
Yeah, and it was one of the easiest leveling jobs I've ever done.
Nice.
For some reason, the upstairs of both levels, or both like second story and third story, or second floor, third floor, were really, really good. Like, took barely any bags. I couldn't finish the job though, right? Because there was one small spot by the second staircase that I needed to fill at some point, but couldn't fill because, get this, because of a temporary meter box they've got set up.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, so they've got they've got the meter box, obviously, near the garage and that, but on the second story they've got like this. It was like this orange metal rod sticking out that's been screwed into the actual floor, and a cable running up through that. And it's a second like power outlet socket thing, a second meter box.
Oh, right. Okay.
So if you're working on the third floor, instead of having to run your tools down one staircase, down the other staircase, or even just hanging your leads like from 20 meters above the air, which that's as far as they go. So you can just plug them in while you're on the second story.
Okay. Right.
But like I said, the issue with that is I can't level the floor there.
Just can't do it.
And then I was originally going to do the houses next door to that house. But because I was there yesterday, I had a look at them and their jobs weren't ready yet. And one of them, the temporary meter box that's in it, was fallen over.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was hanging over.
Oh, no.
And I was like, I looked across at it. I'm like, is the cord still connected? And it was still, fortunately, the cord, because it's flexible, like came up and bent into it. But I'm sitting there going, why is there a meter box like sideways on the floor?
Yeah, that's not awfully good. That shouldn't be like that.
I'm hoping they had the power turned off at that meter box, or not connected somehow, or they were going to do that, I guess.
Yeah, that's a bit dodgy. Yeah.
But odds are some other tradie came in and went, "Oh, this box is in our way. We're just going to unscrew it and push it over."
Yeah. Well, that's a bit different to my highlight. My highlight of the week was partially work related. So on Wednesday, I left home at 5:30 in the morning, and that was the start of my 12-hour day. But the hotel my company put me into was really good, and part of the deal of the hotel was they gave me a big ass room, 2 double queen beds, a nice big bathroom with a nice hot shower. But the bar and grill that was on site, part of the deal
and grill?
Yeah, bar and grill. So part of the deal was the dinner was included. And
the bar and grill dinner?
Yeah, it was so damn good too, because...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I got myself this harissa chicken breast, and basically it was this spicy chicken breast meal with couscous, cauliflower, coriander, and jalapenos, and it's just so dang spicy. Because like when I sat down, the way that the staff there work, there's like the waitresses are constantly coming around to you every 5-10 minutes. It feels.
Do you want a water, Phil? Do you need water? Do they even ask it, or they just fill up your glass before it's even...
They ask, "Oh, you ready yet? You ready?" Or because when I opened it, I'm like, okay, scurry. I look around for anything I might be familiar with. There's the normal pub classics, which I wasn't really interested because I wanted something different. And then I was like, okay, yep, that's right. And then the lady came across and she's like, she's like, do you know what you like? I'm like, I'm not sure yet. She's like, oh, can I allow a recommendation? And she's like, what do you like? I'm like, I like spicy. I like a really good spicy meal. She goes, spicy?
I don't know about that, but...
She's like, are you crazy? I'm like, yeah, I love spice. I love spice. Ever since 16 years of my life, never had spice.
I love it, the spice.
16 years of my life, never had spice. Had one spicy meal, and then my life changed forever. And then...
the zinger box will get you.
No, that wasn't it.
That's not even spicy.
But she recommended this chicken meal, and I'm like, yep, give me that.
Fair enough.
Then so I ordered some like garlic bread to start off with, and a couple of glasses of Jim Beam and Coke, and it was just such a delicious meal. And I'm like, knowing that I didn't have to pay for this was the best feeling ever. And I'm like,
that would be.
I hope they can do this again. Where like I don't usually like doing regional work because sometimes they just don't really give me good hotels, but that one was the best. And that was
made it all worth it.
Yep. 12-hour day was somewhat worth it in the end. 12-hour day was worth it.
Yeah, but you still get paid for the 12-hour day. So.
Yes. Yeah. And so, and good. Then the following day.
Most of that was driving home, Jackson.
Well, no. Well, driving. Well, that was today. I drove home today, which is Thursday. So I did one small job in Wangaratta, and then spent the rest of the day driving home. And I got home about 2:00. So it was a nice shorter day.
I know, because I rocked up at 3.
Yes. This old mate was like, "Hey, Jackson, can I come over?" I'm like, "No, Savannah's sleeping." He's like, "No, I want to come over."
That's not what happened. As I was asking you, right? As I'm pulling up
like this.
As I'm asking you, do you mind if I come over? I am at the turn where I need to make the decision to turn left and then go to your, turn and go to your place,
yep.
or turn right and start heading back to my place. Because I was like literally around the corner from your place, and as I'm asking you, like, "Oh yeah, you can come over." I'm like, "All right, indicate left."
Yeah.
And meanwhile, you're going, "Oh, Troy, yeah, you could come over. All you have to do is just be quiet because Savannah's sleeping.
But don't come inside."
And then I get there, and you're like, "No, don't come inside. Just stay out there."
And the thing is, after you left, my daughter woke up, so it's kind of whatever.
Oh my god,
it was bound to happen.
Of course, she woke up. So I could have come in.
Well, yes and no.
Son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
Actually, I could have stayed longer because Courtney's gone to like a what do they call it? I forget. Not a show. What's it called? It's a learning thing. A seminar.
Oh, seminar.
Or something like that for
seminar.
work.
Or lecture.
Yeah.
Or seminar.
Lecture. She's gone to some sort of lecture or seminar thing for work because they were happy to pay for it for free and you get free dinner. So.
Oh yeah.
Which is perfect because I had a late lunch. I had lunch at 4:00. And I'm probably going to have some instant noodles for dinner, actually.
Nice.
I boiled the kettle right so that just before, so that I could make it, and then I was like, "Oh, I won't have time to make it while I'm doing the podcast." I was going to sit here eating instant noodles while you talked.
You saying "son of a bee" reminded me of something. There's a Pokemon in Gen 7 called Sandygast, and its Japanese name is Sanaba.
Son of Ba.
Sanaba. So I was like, "Oh, that's close to saying son of a bitch." But yeah.
Cool. I was going to ask you something. You know how we were watching, or you sent me the little edit of that car, I think the rally car, rally guy. Sammy. I thought it was Sammy.
No,
because he kept saying Sammy.
Yeah, it is.
He's like, Sammy, slow down. You have to make the turn. Short left. Oh my, Sammy. Oh my god.
You got to destroy the car or something, Shamir.
Sammy, you are damaging the car.
You're not listening to me. Concentrate.
At the very end, he's like, "Oh, Sammy, oh my goodness." And he goes, "Don't tell me how to drive."
Earlier today, Troy and I were just sharing each other Instagram posts and stuff. So, yeah.
But I wanted to ask you, if we were in a rally car, would you drive or would I drive?
Shotgun.
Shotgun. I was going to say I'd rather drive.
Oh no, I was a shotgun. I want a shotgun drive.
You just said shotgun, so that means that you're in the passenger side.
I thought shotgun means go first, like I drive.
No, shotgun means front seat.
Okay, well, all right then. You drive then. I don't care.
Oh my goodness.
I'll just tell you the wrong way, so we crash straight away.
You would.
Short left, but it's a right. No,
actually, I'd take it back. I'd do the other thing with you.
Yeah,
because we need someone competent.
Yep, I've done off-road
giving
driving
directions.
Before. Oh yeah. Well, I know my lefts and rights. Thank you.
Fair enough.
I know.
Actually, I take it back. I'd be the driver because I'm terrible at saying left instead of right.
Yeah, well, that's the thing because I could trust my own eyes seeing the road. I can see, oh yeah, that's a right.
The amount of times I go like left here and I point right to Courtney, she's like left, and I go, sorry, right, it's right there.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was a good little short. That wasn't really that short. Small talk, 20 minutes.
It's been most of the episode.
So, Troy, I have things that I want to talk about, and they're not so much it's not so much like a general topic. It's just like I was looking at some facts earlier today.
These are my favorite episodes.
And yeah, no, this one's guaranteed to go on. So like I was listening to a thing today, and they were saying back in World War II, the US Army had a rule that you'd have to have a minimum 6 teeth to be enlisted, so you could eat them. And the main reason was because you needed the teeth to chew on the rations, the food that the army had.
Yeah, because otherwise you'd starve as soon as you landed.
Yeah, especially if you have no teeth to chew on.
You'd have to have that one mate who's like really nice and like you're really close with, and is willing to do anything for you. So he like takes the food and it chews it up and feeds you like a bird.
Yeah. So
let me get that for you.
Regurgitate it. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So following the facts, I thought I'd search up some of I searched up mind-blowing facts, and I'm not sure if they're going to be that much mind-blowing, but they're just kind of fun, I think. So
fair enough.
We can keep going till we've had enough, and if you want to input in some topics or something, but otherwise, let's get on with fact number 1. And the first one is every sea in the Pacific Ocean, so the letter C in the word Pacific Ocean, is pronounced differently. So so the English language is quirky, and one of the best examples is the way we pronounce Pacific Ocean. Take your time to say it slowly, and you'll notice that each C is said differently. I kind of don't want to. So the first C is pronounced with an S sound. The second sounds like a CK, like ik. And the third one is with a sh.
Ocean.
English is dumb. Pacific Ocean. See? So yeah, I just thought that was kind of stupid because that's English. English is really dumb.
It hurts to think about.
Yep. Okay.
That's why I say Pacific Ocean instead of the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, and Pacific Ocean.
It's right there. It's right there. I'm pointing at the Pacific Ocean there.
Number 2.
Before you get to that,
yeah, sure.
I just wanted to say, I just remembered last week I said we should do an anime episode.
Oh yeah,
I completely forgot about that.
Oh well, we'll remember for next time.
Might interject a little bit of that because I do have something thought an anime that I was watching.
Sure.
But what was the second one?
Let's see. We've got 27 minutes. I'll put a timer on for like 15-20 minutes, and then we'll do your anime stuff.
We can do a little bit of that, yeah.
Yeah. So I'll put
a little bit of a teaser for next week.
Yeah. In that case, I'll do 20. Okay. So we'll do. Okay. Here we go. So fact number 2: black apples exist, which is kind of odd though. We tend to think apples as being red or green,
or yellow, or black.
But apparently,
or white. You can get white apples.
Yeah, probably.
They're very they're close to pink, but they're not. They're definitely white. Let's put it that way.
So the black diamond apple I found in Tibet, and also known as the Chinese red. Aside from the black outer color, actually an extremely dark shade of purple, these apples look like red delicious apples down to the white flesh inside. So they're basically a normal apple on the inside, but on the outside they just have a black appearance. Yeah,
it's weird. You take a bite and it's like goes from black to white.
Yeah.
Because everybody knows we're all white on the inside.
Red, even with the blood if you want to.
I think it was pink on the inside or something.
Yeah. Fact number 3. Butt-shaped robots are used to test phones.
We'll come back to that, but I was actually going to say, you know that we're all technically blue on the inside because blood is blue.
I guess so.
To the air.
That's true.
And also, what was that? Butt-shaped robots test phones.
Are used to test phones.
So
I think this will make sense. If you ever put your phone in the back pocket of your pants, you're probably aware that your backside poses a danger to it. People often forget their phone is there when they sit down, which can result in a crushed or broken device. That's why Samsung use butt-shaped robots to test their products.
That makes more sense. Have you seen the hydraulic videos? It's a phone and they like sit it on a butt and then they've got another butt like so you got these two butts like slowly going between the phone.
Yeah. According to Business Insider, the fake bombs sit on Samsung phones over and over again to test durability and bending. Interesting. Number 4. There are now giant pigs as heavy as polar bears. In a farm deep in the southern region of China, there's a very big pig that is heavy as a polar bear.
There's always been pigs that big, aren't they? Like pigs or hogs?
Pigs. Apparently they weighs 1.1... sorry, let me just translate this because I use pounds. It translates to weighing as much as 500 kilos.
Gotcha.
Which is pretty impressive considering the average one weighs
500?
about 300.
300. Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Wait, the average weighs 300?
200 or 300, yeah.
Oh, it's still not that impressive then. 500 versus 300.
I guess, yeah. I guess the thing was
that it is almost double, but
yeah, I think the clickbait thing was kind of like, a polar bear weighs similar to polar bear, but yeah, I don't think polar bears are generally that big.
Well, see, the problem I think of is, I don't actually know. I've never seen a polar. I mean, I've seen polar. Have I?
You probably.
I'm trying to think of comparing it, like seeing a polar bear next to a person. I don't think I've seen a polar bear next to a person. I've seen brown bears next to people and black bears next to people.
Yeah, brown bears, black bears are generally bigger than polars. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, well, brown bears are definitely bigger than black bears.
Yeah, yep.
But I think black bears are more aggressive or something.
Yeah, one or the other.
I don't know. I'm just glad we don't have them here.
No, that's right. We have koala bears, which aren't really bears, but anyway.
No, we've got drop bears, Jackson.
Drop bears, that's right.
the koala's cousin.
Go back and check that episode where we talked about, what was it?
Cryptics.
We talked about that
Cryptics,
stuff. Yeah. Fun fact number 5: Japanese golfers have hole-in-one insurance.
What's a hole-in-one insurance?
If you think you take sports seriously, consider that an estimated 4 million golfers in Japan make sure they have hole-in-one insurance before they take a swing. And
I don't understand what is hole-in-one. Explain it to me.
Amateur players pay a premium of $65 a year for $3,500 in coverage. The extra cash comes in handy if a golfer nails an impressive feat and is expected to celebrate by paying for food, drinks, and gifts, which can cost a bit. So basically, it's to cover the cost of when they celebrate a hole-in-one.
What?
Yeah.
How often do they get hole-in-ones? Once in a millennium?
I don't know. That's 4 million golfers, though.
Who are they paying for? Who's
themselves and their friends, I guess.
How much money are they spending on this celebration? All right, boys, we got the you got the first.
Troy, Japan
got the first hole-in-one. You know what that means? He's got to spend $200,000 on beer.
Well, that's the thing. Japan has got heavily influenced
beer
by the West.
Beer for everyone.
Heavily influenced by the West. So I like their beers.
They love
a good piss up.
Yeah, but nobody's got golf insurance anywhere else. I don't think. I can't. Definitely not here.
They've been doing it since 1982.
Golf insurance. Hole-in-one insurance.
It's kind of like.
It's like a reason to avoid getting a hole-in-one. Oh no! It's wrong. I gotta pay for it. I'm gonna have to remortgage my house.
I think you're reading this wrong. They pay it, right? And then when they get a hole-in-one, they get paid out.
So.
So they get rewarded for getting a hole-in-one.
Okay, that's not. Is that really called? Is that really insurance, or is it called? It should be called
a prize.
Yeah, wouldn't it be a prize, or I don't know,
a jackpot? It'd be a pool.
Yeah, it would be a lotto. It's a lotto. Yeah, basically, it's a golf lotto.
Yeah, well,
is that what it is?
Possibly, I guess.
Read on. I have to know if this is insurance or if it's lotto.
That's all it's got here. Hold on, let me see this. Hold on, there might be another article here. I might open up.
Well, I might just Google myself golf insurance.
Planned ahead. His golf insurance policy picked up the tab for $1,000 in gifts. So there must be just thing that when they get a hole-in-one that they just spend a lot of money on gifts and stuff. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Japanese golfers who ace a hole are expected to empty their pockets, lavishing gifts, food, and drinking on golf events.
Yeah, so friends. It is insurance.
Yeah. I always think a hole-in-one should be avoided because everyone makes such a big fuss and it costs a lot.
Do you know why? It's because they're so bad at golf.
Possibly. That's possibly it. Often the policies also cover liability for accidents, like hitting someone with a ball.
Oh, well, okay. That should be just normal golf. That shouldn't even... What does occur in that situation? It's not really your fault, in a way. Like, you can't... I think everyone just takes a risk when they get on the golf field. I think the idea is like, yeah, you take that risk, getting hit by the ball.
Japanese golfer Junko Sato-san a hole-in-one would give me a chance to have a party with my companions, who has a policy guaranteeing a soothing 4.4 grand if she hits the mark.
Just have a party.
Yeah. In fact,
instead of paying, how much is the insurance? $20 a week.
In fact, a hole-in-one could be a financial boon. One insurance company pays off it at the discretion of the golfer to spend on friends, or pocket the bonus with the risk of wrath of its companions. So it seems like they're obliged that they must celebrate with their companions. Which is
dumb, because it was like, if it was me, they'd be like, oh yeah, we're gonna have a party, and it's like, why?
Oh, here we go. Hole-in-one gift giving also has its roots in superstition. Koshizuka said, the generosity is aimed in part at stopping the bout of good luck from being followed by bad. Not all Japanese golfers feel the need for a policy. Professional players' gift giving is covered by sponsors, and plenty of regular weekend golfers figured they'll just bet on the stiff odds against acing a hole. Or they could just not celebrate it. That might work. Yeah, that might work too. Not paying for a bunch of people, not giving people paying for their food and drink because they didn't do anything. Finish off by saying Hideyuki says, I can never imagine making a hole-in-one, so I don't need any insurance. They say I have life insurance, so that's enough for me.
Also, yeah, that's the other thing. I mean, in theory, couldn't you just go to... couldn't you get this hole-in-one insurance and then, like, go to a putt-putt golf course? Oh, look at that. I got $4,000. I got a hole-in-one, $4,000.
Oh, no. Yeah, you get broke.
How did you become a millionaire? I get a payout every time I get a hole-in-one from my golf insurance. So I just got really, really good at putt-putt.
True for me, like if I had a golf insurance, I'd get insurance for every time I hit a ball.
Sorry, mini golf.
Oh, yeah.
Why did I call it putt-putt?
Oh, it's the same thing.
Yeah, I suppose. I'm so used to call it mini golf all the time. Yeah, but yeah, I got really good at mini golf.
Well, mini golf can be equated to like just par 3 golf courses. So every hole is a par 3, and all you need is like a chip and a putter. That's all you need. So that's mini golf, I guess you could say.
But my point being, if you like, let's say I get insurance, it's the equivalent of getting life insurance and then killing someone, or getting life insurance for your spouse and then killing them. Yeah. Except it's hole-in-one insurance, and you go to the easiest golf course in the world.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah.
You play in your office with one of those set up golf courses, and then you call it this. I just got a hole-in-one in my office golf course.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Give me my money.
Give it to me. All right, next
fact. All my friends need it.
Yeah,
right, yes, continue.
Okay, so this one's a funny one. The kangaroo mouse never needs to drink water. Now, you might think, kangaroo mouse, that has to be an Australian animal. It is not an Australian animal.
Well, no, it doesn't even sound like an Australian animal.
Despite being named after an Australian animal, the kangaroo mouse lives in the Nevada desert. And since it resides in such a dry area, it's learned to adapt by getting all of its hydration it needs via the seeds it eats. So that means it never needs to drink water as long as it eats seeds, that's fascinating. I didn't know.
I didn't know seeds contained enough moisture for that sort of thing. That must be a very small mouse.
Yeah. All right, next fact. Spending
gets a little half a drop of water and goes.
Yeah. Spending just a few months in Antarctica can shrink your brain.
Yes. Is that... so that's where you've been this whole time.
Yeah. And then I came back and I got big brain.
Why? Wait, is that got something to do with like where you are on the planet? Like on Earth?
I know, without reading,
to do with
I just thought...
gravity or something?
I just thought...
Or is it the cold?
Yeah, cold, because the cold shrinks. I
know,
assumed.
but there's places just as cold as... Oh, actually, no, because... Yeah, sorry, did you say North or South Pole? South Pole.
Antarctica, but yeah.
Antarctica.
So that's south.
Okay, well, yeah. Well, then, yeah, but I was just going to say, Antarctica is one of the only places that's like frozen cold all year round. Like even Greenland and almost said Iceland there. Even Greenland and Canada and Alaska and all that. They're all in Russia. They all get summers.
Yep.
But I mean, I suppose it gets summer in Antarctica too, but it definitely doesn't warm up enough because the ice is always there. But why is that? Tell me why. Tell me why.
I don't like Mondays. So if you ever trip to Antarctica, be sure to do as much socializing as you possibly can, and come up with stimulating.
Because you won't be able to.
Come up with stimulating ways to keep yourself busy.
Do a lot of Sudoku.
Researchers found brain imaging in 8 polar expeditions before and after 14 months of isolation showed that the volume of the hippocampal dentate gyrus was lower than it controls. Researchers believe that changes in the brain they observed are a result of environmental monotony and prolonged isolation. Okay.
So it's nothing to do with the cold.
No.
It's just the fact that you're alone for like. So it's just basically don't stay by yourself too long, or else you'll go crazy and your brain shrinks. Yeah. You get dumber. That's why they only send scientists to Antarctica because they got big brains.
Yeah,
big brain.
And no love life.
No love life. Yeah, that too. Yeah, by choice. They choose not.
All right, next one. Greenland sharks don't reach sexual maturity until they're 150 years old.
Sorry, are these sharks in Greenland or are these Greenland sharks?
Greenland sharks. Have you seen what they look like? I want you to look up a Greenland shark. They're the most ugliest looking thing ever.
Just got to deal with the typing in this.
So yeah, Greenland sharks, which are also known as gurry sharks or grey sharks, tend to live long lives. As the longest living vertebrae on the planet, they can swim around the ocean for up to 400 years.
It's just a goofy looking shark that looks blind.
Yeah, it really looks weird. But yeah,
I love this. The first image that comes up is a Greenland shark with a green background.
Yes, because of the
So it's
waters.
definitely... So they don't reach maturity until what, 100 and what?
50 years old.
Damn, so they can't... So what point can they start reproducing? At that point?
After 150 years old, they can,
Is that what they're saying? Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's... But then how long do they live for?
Up to 400 years.
You said that already, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I wasn't paying that much attention to it. I was focusing on the fact that they were... Wow, 400 years. Why can't I be a... Why do they live so long?
Yeah, I don't know.
I want to be a Greenland shark.
Yeah, no. Well, you probably don't want to be this next thing. A couple once tried to name their child 11116, pronounced Albin.
So it was Elon Musk. Pronounced Albin?
Yeah, so this... Okay, so the name, it's spelled BRFXXCCXMNPCCLL-LMMNPRXVCLM.
Okay, you can stop. You can stop. You don't have to just give him a nickname. Just give him a nickname.
Albin.
And also, so it's pronounced Albin.
Yeah, pronounced Albin.
So this guy, when he wrote, they're going to change their name real quick.
So it was a bit of a...
Can you imagine having to write... Well, sir, can you please write your name down? Oh.
So there's a reason why they did this, though, Troy. The reason why was to protest Sweden's strict name-related laws, which is why theirs was obviously rejected. But yeah, it was a protest.
So they didn't actually name their kid that. No. They weren't allowed to.
They thought they'd give it a go, but yeah, obviously got rejected.
Well, now we know why Sweden has very strict name laws because of people doing that. Why does Sweden have name laws?
I don't know. I'm about to find out, I guess. There's an article here.
That's why everyone's named Helga and Hector. The chocolate. Oh, yes. I love the chocolate.
The Swedish Parliament in 2016 approved a new law that regulates how names are acquired in Sweden.
You can't tell where I'm from Europe, but I'm definitely from a European Western country. Oh, sorry, Eastern country.
Yeah, it sounded like it.
Because I love a chocolate.
So, according to its legislative history, the purpose of the law is to make the law clearer to people and to give Swedes more freedom in determining their own names.
Wait, seriously? There's name laws so that people have more freedom in naming their kids.
Yeah, but then I guess...
That makes perfect sense. See, what we want to do is we want to make it so it's harder to change for people to have freedom. That way they have more freedom. That way they think they've got more freedom.
Yeah, so this is another thing. Because apparently there's 10 common names, 10 most common last names. There were 240,000 people and the last name of Anderson. There were also another 240,000 people with the last name Johansson. And then 215,000 in Carlson. And then another 165,000 people in Nilsson. So a lot of people had similar last names.
Well, then people can just change their last name.
Yeah.
So just keep it. What's wrong with... The issue you run into is, I guess, if you find people with the same name and last name.
Yeah.
Because, for example, if I search my name on Facebook, that comes up with a few different ones. It's not just me.
How many are there in the world?
I'm talking specifically
Australia.
About... yeah. Also, is that the first time we said my last name?
Sorry. I'll bleep it if you want.
That'd be nice, thank you. But anyway, no, it was Troy. Yes. Last name.
Insert last name.
You better bloody bleep it, Jackson.
Yeah, I will. It gives me cause to edit. I'll timestamp it actually. 46 minutes.
Yes, around there.
Okay, number 14. Text messages sent by eagles bankrupted a scientific study.
Oh my goodness.
A team from the Russian Raptor Research and Conservation Network thought they had a great idea when they attached SMS text-based tracking devices to 13 steep eagles. The hope was that the birds would send back valuable information about their behavior. Unfortunately, one bird flew all the way to Iran from Russia to Iran, where roaming rates are sky high. To get kind of an idea of money involved, the eagle sent hundreds of text messages at once, each one costing about 77 cents.
Oh, wow.
The scientist said he disappeared for 5 months, and all of a sudden, here he is with a very, very heavy phone bill. The bill was so costly they ended up bankrupting the study.
Why would they? Yeah, it would. Surely they could do something. I don't know.
So this is very similar because I had something happen to me like this. So when I was living with my family we were all under one roof, we went to New Zealand and I applied for.
I know you told me, didn't you? Use your phone to watch soccer?
No, AFL because the grand final was on, and I came home and I got a whopping $22,000 bill.
22,000.
Only because I thought I applied for the international data, and apparently it didn't go through. Apparently, but I didn't know. And so when I got home, I'm like, "Are you serious?" Like I was like, "Where am I getting this money from?" And then I actually got in touch with Telstra, and they're like, "Oh, okay, we obviously you mean well. You've had no issues in the past. We'll lower the bill to $2,000."
Oh my goodness! What the heck?
Yeah.
The question is why. So why did it cost so much? Because you were using
data, I guess.
That's the thing that confuses me about it. Like, it doesn't cost
that much.
It shouldn't. Well, it doesn't make sense because like you're piggybacking on a New Zealand carrier that's sending it back like up and back down to the Australian carrier that's streaming it to you. So I don't know why just because you're overseas it would cost so much.
Yeah. That's weird.
Like you can talk to someone who's in Japan on Discord and they can talk to you and chat away, but as soon as you bring your device over there and start using their internet with your device or your Wi-Fi with their, it doesn't make sense why it costs so much. 22,000. Wow, I'm glad you called up and they were like, "Oh yeah, we see." I love it how it's like, we've had no issues with you in the past, so we'll lower the bill to 2,000." You're sitting there going, "How about you just charge me the normal amount you charge me for using that data here?"
Yeah, what? Yeah, they took in good faith that what I said was true and stuff like that.
Well, of course it was true. Why would they be sitting there going, "Well, he's clearly didn't realise," because otherwise I don't even know how you were even allowed to do that.
Yeah, that's another thing too, isn't it? You think there'd be safe things, safe
Yeah,
marks,
your phone would give you a warning. By the way, you're about to spend $100 worth of data. Also, by the way, you're about to spend $500. By the way, you're about to spend $1,000.
Yeah.
You're up to $2,000. We're going to cancel this for now.
Mm-hmm.
Call up if you want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
Because you watched what, one video?
It was the grand final. I just watched the grand final.
Okay, but how long did it go for?
I didn't watch all of it. I watched probably the last half, so probably 90 minutes, maybe 60 minutes.
Yeah, so you were only like, I guess, not uploading. You were only
streaming.
I guess streaming. Is it? Yeah, you were only streaming it. Well, yeah, for an hour, which that almost doesn't make sense.
I got next fun fact. This one's kind of funny. So, clams have feet.
Do you know what clams actually have? They have tongues.
Well,
I only recently learnt this the other day that oysters and all that have. I didn't know they had tongues, and then I see this video of like one sitting on a table and there's salt all over it, and it goes and swipes up all the salt, and then it cuts to another one of one like pushing itself back out into the ocean with this big red tongue.
So while it might look like clams have a big tongue that sometimes protrudes from their shell to poke around the ocean floor,
there you go.
What you're actually seeing is also a foot. The appendage, relatively long in comparison to the overall size of the creature, is used to dig in the sand.
Yeah, it like pushes itself out.
Yeah.
Like it's free. It looks really freaky because it looks like a tongue. Like it comes out like. And you kind of just want to. I was watching. The way I saw this was I was watching an internet historian video, which was quite funny. It was about hobbies, and the other guy's mentions the clam thing, and he talks about how the tongue's sticking out. And he's like, I just want to like as its tongue's out, just smash my hand down on its shoulder.
Actually, that reminds me because in Family Guy, the bar is called the Thirsty Clam, and the animated tile for it,
it's got its tongue out.
Yeah, it's very clever, very clever. All right.
No, you're supposed to go, hey.
Sorry. Hey, Troy.
No, stop. Change.
Next fact. Mountain Dew used to be...
No, change.
Mountain Dew used to be slang for moonshine.
Oh, really?
That was a deliberate slang to suit that story.
Because it was moonshine, yes.
Mountain Dew may be a popular soft drink, but the name used to be slang for moonshine. To back up this claim, Smithsonian points to Stanley Brothers' tune Mountain Dew, which is an Appalachian folk song that most certainly isn't used talking about soda. Instead, the lyrics refer to the good old Mountain Dew or legal mountain brewed booze.
Oh, I get it. A Mountain Dew, Mountain Brew. That's clever.
Very, very clever.
Why didn't they just call it Mountain Brew? Was it because it was already... Oh my goodness! Could you imagine Mountain Dew called Mountain Brew? Yeah, true. Yeah, true, brew. Instead of Deep Spring,
Shallow Spring.
Oh my goodness! If you had a deep, because this is like Deep Spring water. Instead of Deep Spring, it's Deep Spring. Deep Spring. Get your Deep Spring.
Yeah, you keep working on advertising.
Energy drink. I don't know. I'm trying to think here. Instead of cola, it's coa.
All right.
Efficient.
Back to Japan with this next fact. Japan has a phone to call the dead. Public phone booths.
Bullshit. Huh? Bullshit. You seen this video of the kid? He's like, bullshit. Bullshit.
Public phone booths may be a rare sight these days, but there's one located in a Japanese hilltop garden that's especially unusual. The wind phone was created by a man called Itaru Sasaki, who thought it'd be a healing process or a whimsical way to talk to his cousin who had passed away, even if the conversation was one-sided. Others now also use the phone in order to feel closer to their late loved ones.
Don't people usually do that at their graves and stuff, have a chat with them?
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, I don't know if people actually do it, but it's always in movies and that. Like the person comes and visits the grave, they put the flowers down, and they go, "Yeah, I'm doing all right. Yeah, Julie, she's missing you, Stephen, but we both miss you. Why did you have to do it? and he starts, etc.
This next one is
my baby boy.
This next quick one, it's one for you guys to do at home. So the nonsense phrase "umop apisden," so UMOP space APISDN. So you write that
We're
down.
getting a lot of big words here.
So when you write that when you write that upside down, it actually spells upside down. So you write UMOP space APISDN. You write that upside down, and it spells out upside down, which is kind of fun little one for people to do at home.
We should burn it all down. Just burn it all down.
Just burn it.
Burn it down to the ground.
Just burn it.
Burn it down to the ground.
Back to English. The word oxymoron is an oxymoron itself.
Oh my goodness, I'm leaving. It's like, I already know that. How is that? Wasn't there supposed to be things you didn't know or something?
Well, I mean, yeah. I'll keep scrolling.
Oh, the only oxymoron here is me because I'm listening to this.
Okay, here we go. The world's most expensive hot dog costs $169.
That's pretty cheap. I mean, it's expensive for a hot dog.
Yeah, it's weird though because
that's pretty cheap. It's gold. It's gold tilted. It has some gold flakes in it.
So it's sold in Seattle at a Tokyo dog food truck. It charges $169 for its Junie bun, which the hot dog.
Do you reckon this? You reckon this guy is just a genius and is like, you know, what? I'll serve the same hot dog as everybody else, but I'll call it something different and bump up the price by a ridiculous amount because everyone will want to try it. Mm-hmm. You said it was in New York, yeah?
No, in Seattle.
In Seattle, everyone in Seattle will want to try it, and even if they only try it once, I've just made it 10 times the amount of profit. I'm a bloody genius.
Well, the guy who makes it seems to be pretty serious because he's got in it. It has smoked cheese bratwurst, butter teriyaki grilled onions, maitake mushrooms, wagyu beef, foie gras, shaved black truffles, caviar, and a Japanese
black truffles.
Yeah, caviar and Japanese mayonnaise on a brioche bun.
Is this even a hot dog?
Yeah, well, actually, the wagyu beef, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
so is it a wagyu beef sausage then?
Must be. Yeah. It's crazy though. Like $169. That actually sounds good.
Hey Jackson, does a sandwich have to have 2 pieces of bread?
I'm not getting engaging in this stupid thing.
Because the answer is no.
Yeah. All right. I want to find one more fact, and then I'll let you do your little.
Doesn't even have to be a sandwich at all. I mean, it doesn't have to be bread at all. It can be a lettuce leaf sandwich. Just have to put something in it. Anyway, guess what's the last one?
I'm just trying to find one, but it's okay.
One that isn't completely terrible and involves a big word or two, or Japan in some form or manner. The guy calls up. He goes to the phone and he talks to his dead brother. I got that hole in one. The insurance paid out. I wish you were here. We can celebrate it together.
So, all right. I'm just gonna end on this.
I'm buying everything from every. What are they called? The bloody
eBay, Amazon.
No, the boxes. I should know. I'm having a mental blank here.
You're doing the bit.
Boxes full of food and drink and that.
Subscription box.
They have heaps of them in Japan. When you want a drink.
Oh, you mean vending machine?
Vending machine. God, why didn't I think? Why was?
I don't know.
I'm just tired, I guess, because I was talking to someone the other. Anyway,
all right.
The guy pays out his golf thing, and he's like tells his dead brother in the phone booth.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I'm getting something from every vending machine for everyone to celebrate my hole in one.
I just realised how much time we got left. We might do one more final fact and wrap it up. But
well, according to me, my thing, we have 30 seconds left.
Oh yeah, that's fine. That's right.
Because I record early.
Well, we'll end it with this one then. So in Germany, they have created a word for word.
For word.
There's a German word which
The
means it means the weight you put on from emotional eating. And that word is Kummerspeck.
Das wunderbar.
So Kummerspeck. At times when you're sad or stressed, pick up your favorite takeout or indulging in a delicious dessert, can be a simple way to make yourself feel a little better. But if you overindulge in too many treats, then you might notice a little Kummerspeck.
Delicious chocolate Kummerspeck.
Which is what the Germans call the weight you put on due to emotional eating. Hilariously, it translates to grief bacon.
Grief bacon. So you got some good grief bacon there.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Couldn't you just make up a word? That's the other thing. You know how some languages don't have the words for things?
Yeah, French is a good example.
Well, no. I mean, for example, what's the Japanese word for a hot dog? For example,
hot dogu.
That's just hot dog. They're just saying the word hot dog because they don't have a word for that food because they weren't introduced that food.
Because you know why? Yeah, it's Western cultural. So
anyway, my point being, why couldn't they come up with which they probably have, their own Japanese word for it?
Well, it's funny that you mention it because
they probably have.
So if I go,
but why can't for example, Germany just made up this word for emotional eating. Why not? Why can't we make up our own word for emotional eating? The easiest way to make up a word is to combine the two. So it's called emote eating. Emoji eating?
Emoji eating. No.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking emoji eating. Eat emoti. No. Emoti.
Keep working on it.
Yeah, I'll get there. Emotion. Shouldn't eat. Shouldn't. I'm a bit of shit-eater myself.
Yeah,
I'm a shit eater.
Oh,
shit eater.
You are.
I've just invented my own word. When you're emotionally upset, so you eat. You shit eating.
It's emotive.
Emotive.
Yeah.
Huh?
You're emotive when you talk.
No. Germans came up with a word that means basically getting fat from eating your emotions. Eating food to Kummerspeck. Emotional eating. And getting fat. They called it Kummerspeck. So I'm like, why don't we come up with our own word? And I went, you just combine the two, and so it's shim-eating. She used to be skinny, then she started shim-eating all day.
Yeah. Alright, so that...
What was the last one again?
What?
The last one. That was the last one.
Doesn't mean they told the whole internet.
What's that, Corny?
Just because it's true.
No, it's true, Courtney.
It's true about
everything's
you.
true. All right, and with Courtney's appearance, we come to an end.
Once we have our third, we end the episode.
Yeah, once she rocks up, that's it. Game over. So,
all right.
Yes, thank you guys for watching, listening to us. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe to the content so you don't miss an episode. We are once a week.
Go to Jackson's socials.
And go to Troy's thing.
Yes, go to my thing.
His YouTube channel, I guess.
One day I'll make myself connect all my accounts with different things, make an account for my...
Yeah. And
one day I'll separate myself from Google.
Go onto one of Troy's YouTube channel videos and just spam, make another video.
Yeah, sure, that's going to happen.
Yeah, no, that probably won't, but anyway. Thanks guys
go
for
to
watching,
Presticles.
and we'll see you all next time.
This time, good eye, mate.
He hasn't forgotten.